right, so I've had a lot of requests for upcycling hoodies, and look what I found at the Black Friday store for $6. So let's destroy it, and I'm going to show you how. And by destroy it, I mean make it awesome. All right, so here is the Star Wars hoodie. I could not resist. And then I found this at the clearance section of Target. Perfect for doing the reverse applique that you see people doing on the backs of the hoodies. So I'm going to bring the camera in so you can get a bird's eye view of what I'm doing here. Put the hoodie aside for now. What I have to decide is how much I want showing through, how big of a space it's going to be. So yes, the first thing I'm going to do is cut this shirt into one layer so I can more easily work with it. I might keep it double layered just because I want a little more thickness there, in which case I might use a little bit of hem tape adhesive to bind these two layers together while I'm working with them. You can see how much editing I do on my videos. Because I'm like literally figuring it out as I go. I'm like, maybe that's a good plan and I should do it. One of the great things about jersey knit is that it doesn't shred when you start sewing with it. Now at this point, normally we're just kind of going to go around the edge, give ourselves some general room. You could go with the cuts. I want to go with a more organic shape. Rotary cutter is fantastic for this, of course. And this is cute. And I like it, but it's black going on a gray sweatshirt. So maybe we do a little bit more. This is some orange jersey that I got from an earlier project. Some of you guys have probably seen that one. I'll link it just in case you want to go back to it. Where I made a headscarf. It's incredibly soft, but more than that, it's a really fun color. So I'm going to go ahead and trace it out. I didn't start this project with the idea of doing a double reverse applique, but I often don't put a lot of planning into my projects, so here we are again. Just want to cut out a window for this to kind of go through. And again, the key to this project is that jersey knit doesn't fray. So I can just go through and top stitch it down. For those of you wondering the exact technique, it's called eyeballing in, hoping for the best. Okay, this is looking cute, but I need more of the words. So while we're working on this, I definitely need to know if you are Dirty Rebel Scum or Pro Empire. Drop the name of your favorite character below. Despite me doing a very cool kind of Pro Empire shirt, I'm definitely the biggest Chewbacca fangirl. This is a really different project than what I usually do because it is so freeform and I'm normally measuring and taking patterns in a very specific way. Kind of fun to do a change of pace, but it's also nerve-wracking because I'm not good at these soft curves, or I don't feel like I am. We're getting there. Just a little bit more. Okay, I think this is what I want. I love the orange. It's super fun. So I'm going to use a little bit more hem tape just around the edges, keep it from moving, and then we're going to start top stitching all of the things. Yes, this stuff is totally unnecessary. Everybody else on TikTok is just kind of adding the one layer behind their sweatshirt, but honestly, I just love color, so I can't help it. All right, I'm going to top stitch this. Let's go. Okay, if you thought that outlining it in a different pop of color was too much, welcome back. This is where you jump back in. I don't know, I love it. I had to do it. So this is the jacket. I'm going to open it up. And this is what makes it a reverse applique, is that we're sewing and then cutting away instead of sewing and then stitching around the edge. So I want it to be on the back pretty high, maybe centered. So instead of right sides together, like we do most of the time when we sew, this is actually going to be right side to wrong side. Just going to use a ruler really quick, make sure that I'm equal distance in on both sides. 2 inches. Need to come a little bit this way. Okay, so when I'm doing this, I want to make sure that I'm not going inside this line, because inside this line is where the design is. So everything that I'm sewing is outside the line. Probably just gonna instead go outside this line and mirror it. Maybe giving myself an edge. It's not accurate, it's not precise, just kind of free form. Could even say, use the force to guide you on these lines. And much like we did just a minute ago, we're going to sew again, but we're going to sew the face down so we can see these lines, and then we're going to be able to cut away. This looks crazy. This is the inside, and this is the outside, and we have reached the trust the process portion of this experiment. Take your favorite fabric scissors, and you're going to carefully grab only the sweatshirt part and cut a starter hole. Now you're going to cut all the way around the edge, sticking close to your stitch line, getting that outline cut out. And as you cut away, you're going to get more and more of your t-shirt underneath there. So we don't really have to worry about the edges too much because sweatshirt fleece doesn't fray and t-shirt doesn't fray. And those are the two things that we chose to use today for this project. But I kind of love this because I live in Texas and it can be ridiculously hot. And if you wanted to, you could totally put mesh in this peekaboo cutout and enjoy a breeze on your back, a little ventilation, but still wear your super cute hoodie and have the long sleeves and the hood and everything. So I think that you could incorporate these like really cute reverse applique designs to your temperature advantage as well as fashion advantage, if you will. So I love it. I love that I took the extra time with the orange. I think it makes it really pop, super cute. So now we're going to flip it and just trim away this excess. Like I said, we're not too worried about it because sweatshirt and t-shirt aren't going to fray. Just get close, it's not going to bug you. There we go. A cutout on the inside. Star Wars on the back. Star Wars on the front. This is cute, but I'm not done yet. This is what everyone else is doing, is this reverse applique. Super adorable, as you saw, super easy. But I want more. I think we need to let people know that the force is with us. And you are not going to turn any heads at the sabacc table walking in with this hoodie. We need more decorations. So the next thing I want to do is embroider one of these pockets with an embroidery machine. So those of you who have done embroidery before know that this is going to be a really difficult portion to embroider because it's pretty tight right here and you're not going to be able to slip this over your arm. So I'm just not going to. I'm going to pop this open and cut this pocket away on the back because nobody's going to see it. Now that we can completely fold away the inside of the pocket, this is going to be a super easy space to embroider. Okay. By using this Aqua Magic Plus, I can stick the hoodie on there without having to hoop it because hoodies can be pretty thick. And the first time I wash it, this will just dissolve away on the inside. Here is my easy hoop pocket, and here's the cutaway part on the inside. We don't need it for now, so I'm just going to pin it so it doesn't accidentally sneak under there. An abundance of caution, if you will. For the stitch out today, I'm using this Floriani Pearl Gray and this Robot and Instant Twister. They're all the same color, kind of in two different shades, and I love the depth that they add, so this one's going to be really pretty. I am absolutely freaking out that I put my design too close to the edge, and I really should have done a base around the hoop just to be sure, but it is too late now, so we're just going to hope for the best. So I put this backing on the back of the embroidery just because you're putting your hand and your keys and your stuff in your pocket, and I want to protect it. It's soft. This is the same stuff that I use when I back my nephew's shirt so that it doesn't scratch them. We're just going to flip this back over and stitch in the ditch. Okay, I'm loving how this is looking. However, this is like a little fuzzy around the edge, and I really want to make it pop. So we are going to use an embroidery trick, a hand embroidery trick, to make this kind of a puff letter situation. Okay, so I'm over here just waiting for my hot glue gun to heat up. We are going to puff without smearing it, but we will see how it turns out. Okay, so I've seen people do the hot glue and then stitch over it with embroidery floss, like hand stitch over the bump with embroidery floss to get this 3D effect. But Applique reminded me that I have a sewing machine. So I am doing the satin stitch to get the edge right over the hot glue. And yeah, I'm not perfect at it. I definitely messed that up. But I love how the embroidery thread, not embroidery floss, has such shine. When you turn a corner and you're doing a satin stitch or an applique like this, you want to put your needle down on the outside of your column before you turn, so that when you start sewing again, you get a nice sharp corner.
With a stormtrooper on the back of the jacket, we can't just ignore the fact that the Millennium Falcon is on the front. Obviously, we need to use this space to advertise that we are trying to track down this rebel scum. I love the multimedia effect of this jacket, so I wanted to add in some vinyl as well. I had a lot of problems with it. I think because the air conditioning was out in my storage area, and possibly all of this vinyl is now ruined. So that's really sad, and it was cute while it lasted. Now I'm going with it's the weathered look.
Okay, I really want to include a like a thumb hole like hoodie. I don't know, they were popular when I was younger. This is seam and overcast stitch. It's designed to sew a straight line, but also flip over the edge of your unfinished garment to keep things from unraveling. Normally, you would use this to finish the inside of a garment, and this is the inside of your hoodie. So let's do it. Our J-foot has a little guide. See that little wire right there? So you're going to line your fabric up against this edge, and the thread is going to loop over, and that's what keeps things from unraveling when you're finished. This foot comes standard with almost all sewing machines, and I feel like a lot of people don't know what it is or what it's for. And then when they discover it, they're like, oh my gosh. Y'all have no idea the gymnastics I go through to make sure that you can see what's happening in front of my sewing machine. So my fabric's lined up on the foot. And it goes over the edge. Oh, I should have been using my needle up down. So if you're sewing something difficult, tricky like this, there's a button you can push to make sure that every time you stop, the needle ends up down in your fabric so that you don't lose your place like I did a second ago. It stays stuck. So what we're left with is a stitch that goes around, but every now and then it slips right over that edge so that you can see it's secure, but it's not going to unravel. So when we slip our sleeve back out, sewn in, and there's our cuff, and there's our actual like extra little handpiece. Pretty neat. Still stretches because we chose a stretch stitch. Okay, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna do the next one without you sitting right in front of me. Bye. What did I learn? This was just kind of a fun experiment day for me. That's why I took so many risks, and I found some things that I wish I'd done better or that I liked or didn't like. First of all, I love this. Love how this turned out. I'm really glad I added the extra layer of color. It was more work, but I think it really looks fantastic. It looks like he's bursting out of the back of the jacket. And remember, I love this for hotter climates because you can put something vintage back here, get a little air in. But it's super cute. I love the color. This turned out great. Let's talk about the front. I really wish I had not done hot glue here. I think I did hot glue because I'd seen it in other places on the internet, but I think the satin stitch would have popped just as well. And now I'm worried about this melting when it gets hot. Like if you wash it or put it in the dryer, I'm kind of concerned. So I really wish I hadn't done that. but it's still cute. The pop of color is really great. I would just do the satin stitch on the sewing machine with decorative thread. I would not do the hot glue, but lessons learned. It's cute. Here with the Cricut and the vinyl, I don't know what happened. Guys, my sewing room didn't have air conditioning for a while in the hottest part of the summer, and I kind of wonder if I damaged my Cricut vinyl, and so now that's what made it tear off. We're going to say that the wanted poster got ripped down, and that's why it looks like that. So, the embroidery on the pocket, so cute, of course. And I love that it lets you get embroidery in a place that's traditionally more difficult. You literally cannot tell from the outside that I tore the inside open. And when you flip it, everything is back and secure where it needs to be. I just stitched in the ditch all around, and you really can't see it except for right here where I used like really light gray thread, which, what was I thinking? But if I had done dark gray, you wouldn't even be able to tell that I tore the back of this pocket open in order to get the embroidery in that spot. So you could use that for all sorts of things. And then the sleeves. I love this. My sleeves are never long enough. So I might just bring the 90s back, right? So cute, so comfy. Anyhow, this is a medium. It doesn't fit me, and I made some mistakes. But I'll tell you what, if somebody really, really wants it, whoever gets the most comments, I'll ship it to you. And you can marvel at my terrible innovation skills. It was a fun make. I learned a lot. The next one is going to be so cute. I'm already inspired to find another hoodie to kind of alter, fix, zhuzh up. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope that some of those tips help you do your sweatshirt. Definitely tag me, send me pics. I want to see what you're doing. I always want to see what you guys are doing. All right, until the next make.